live chat today, Wednesday the 23rd at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you there to talk about Game of Thrones, Star Wars, and more. This is your Game of Thrones news update from the past week, where I share with you what I consider to be the most important Game of Thrones news from about the past 7 days, give or take a few days. Warning, there are spoilers for the final season in this video, like major spoilers, so if you're trying to stay spoiler-free, please don't watch this video. Giveaway winner from last news video will be announced at the end of this video. As well, there's a new giveaway for your chance to win a $10 gift card to Amazon. Game of Thrones filming is definitely winding down. We have about a month left as they go to the end of June. So since I usually start with the King's Landing set, I'm going to change it up a bit this video. So let's talk about one of the earliest Game of Thrones filming locations that they're using again for the final season. So pink GOT signs have been posted around the town Newcastle in Northern Ireland. Why this is so important is it's close to Tollymore Forest Park. The forest was used for a few Game of Thrones locations, including where the direwolves were found and used on Jon's way to join the Night's Watch. Now, why are they using this location again? Maybe at the end of the season we see a flash forward with a character or two with their kids in the forest. Of course, this location's been used for colder scenes, so maybe it's something a little bit darker. Maybe people that haven't fled to Winterfell yet are outrunning the others and their undead army. I'd expect from the battle scenes we've seen filmed at night and what looks like wildlings at one point, that we will get cuts to wildlings and northerners fleeing from the Night King and his army as they march, kill, and expand their numbers. I'm always for forest chases, so I would not complain to see a horror-esque chase that ends in a massacre. Maybe throw in some ice spiders to ramp up the fun. Next, we have even more images showing that King's Landing is going to get fucked up by a dragon, and it is a thing of beauty. We see the gate they constructed not only breached, but destroyed with a burned down appearance, which of course makes me jump to dragon or dragons help bring down the gate so the city could be attacked. Could other things besides a dragon cause these scorch marks? Of course, but dragons are way more fun to talk about. Not only that, but a video was captured of an enormous fire in front of a green screen in the King's Landing set. There is major chaos in the capital this season. I'd imagine a ton of destruction, loss of life, and just people on fire. All this again pointing to dragons, or just a dragon coming in and ousting the person in control of King's Landing. When it comes to this, it's hard to say whether this destruction is from the Night King and his army or Dany and co. We know that the Unsullied and Dothraki will be at King's Landing this season because of leaked photos and video. But that doesn't mean the Night King doesn't knock on the gate and do a little destruction first. But what are you more inclined to believe? That Dany is the only person that fucks up King's Landing because the Night King doesn't make it down that far? Or both Dany and the Night King slap around King's Landing a bit? Because that city definitely hasn't seen enough disaster. Seriously, being a small folk must just suck dick. I think what I'm most excited about is that they have the equipment out to give us a lot of overhead shots of the destruction and battles. I'm trying not to get too hyped for the battles at King's Landing, but between the anti-dragon weapons they had out earlier, the archers on the wall, and the Lannister flags being torn down, I'm hyped. And I am rarely disappointed with battle scenes in this series. King's Landing is going to be some of the most exciting footage this final season. Speaking of King's Landing, we have some more details about the Dragon Pit filming. While we know a shit ton of actors/actresses were in the area for filming, or perhaps fake-outs, most are already gone. What's more interesting are those that were last to arrive. It appears Jon and Grey Worm weren't needed as much as other actors. This could be because Jon and Grey Worm are leading attacks or troops and arrived just a bit later. But at this point, all the actors that were spotted have pretty much left. So whatever was done at the Dragon Pit is over. However, there was an interesting photo that was posted and then removed. It showed a bunch of Unsullied extras in the Dragon Pit for whatever goes down. And the fact that it was removed means D&D and or HBO want to keep it a secret that the Unsullied are in the Dragon Pit in the final season. I'm really hoping this means that Dany and or Jon leads the Dothraki and Unsullied to attack the city, then Dany and or Jon gives Cersei a chance to end the fight and surrender in the dragon pit. Then Drogon eats Cersei, mimicking the fate of another queen who unsuccessfully held King's Landing. Though that queen wasn't killed in King's Landing, but close enough. Lastly, on the Dragon Pit, Emilia Clarke is expected to do some filming at the Dragon Pit if rumors are to be believed. I'm still of the belief that she wasn't there with the rest of the cast because of Han Solo promotional stuff, so they're shooting stuff with her later to make up for it. Of course, she could be very pregnant in the final season, so that's why she's not at the Dragon Pit, or maybe she's fighting elsewhere in King's Landing. But it isn't unheard of to film a scene where 2 or more actors are in it, but they're filmed at 2 different times, and the actors are never in the same room, even if the episode indicates otherwise. So we'll have to wait to see what is going on with Dany and the Dragon Pit. But on Emilia Clarke, in an interview, she revealed she has finished filming Daenerys' last scene or final on-screen moments for the final season. On it, she said, "It fucked me up, knowing that this is going to be a lasting flavor in someone's mouth of what Daenerys is." That statement just sounds really bad. Like Dany might do something in the final season that makes us look at her completely different. She even confirmed that her character won't be lighthearted in the final season and will be doing all this, quote, weird shit. And she also confirmed she filmed scenes with Sophie and Maisie. However, her remark on the lasting flavor of her character has me freaking out just a little bit. How about you? On Where the Fuck Are Those Direwolves news, we got some information on why Ghost wasn't around in season 7 and a scene he was actually supposed to be in. So after Jon throat hugs Peter, we were supposed to get a Ghost scene. Brian Cogman explained the episode he directed, saying, "There was a bit here where Jon came out of the crypt and Ghost came up to him and he petted him and said, 'Take care of Sansa. Watch over her for me.' But I guess those direwolves are expensive. I guess it got cut. Oh well, Ghost is there somewhere, roaming around." I love that the director of that episode was just like, yeah, it was a budget reason. Direwolves are super expensive. Hopefully we'll get Ghost in the final season, but let's be honest, we'll probably just get a cameo from Ghost where he sacrifices his life for Jon. I'm sorry to say that, but you know it's true. But if we're truly lucky, we'll get Nymeria and Ghost teaming up and then settling down to have some awesome incest babies. Though with all the battles and dragon CGI, I'm sure we won't get any of that. Sophie Turner, Sansa's actress, is probably, sorta, maybe done filming for the final season. She tweeted, "Wow, my heart is broken and full all at once. A beautiful, sad, bittersweet day." Some are taking this to mean the 15th was her last day of filming, and now she is completely done, meaning she'll never film another Game of Thrones scene. As this show has been part of her life since she was a young girl, I'd imagine it's bittersweet, but also fulfilling that she finished it and stayed to the last season. Well, there is only a month to go until they're done filming. I don't take this as Sansa doesn't make it to the end of Game of Thrones. They film everything out of order. They have their own rhyme and reason to things. And it makes sense not to have her in a ton of scenes. We're going to be focused on the others, those against them, and their battles. I'd imagine much of the final season is focused on battling, something Sansa is not equipped to do. In other news, Jaime's actor hinted that we definitely are, getting a Jaime meets Jon scene in the final season. One of the great things about this show is that there are a lot of, also in season 8, moments where you go, oh, I remember that in season 2, episode 3, that happened. Jaime had the tiniest moments with Jon Snow in episode 1. Jaime said, "Good luck at the wall. We need great men like you." And always me and Kit Harington spoke about it. Surely at one point we were gonna meet again. There must be some payoff. And now at least Jaime's going north, so he's trying to get up there. We'll see if he makes it. You never know. And Jon's gonna know one man going to Winterfell isn't to sabotage him or his efforts, and I'm sure Jaime and Jon are gonna have a great relationship. Unless Jaime talks about what he did to Bran. But on the other hand, Jon did forgive Theon. Though to be honest, I am curious about Jaime seeing Bran and whether Bran will nonchalantly mention Jaime's crime or Jaime will be nervous only to realize Bran just don't give a fuck. I could see Bran simply saying, I never thanked you, in a bored, disinterested voice, but not expanding on it, and Jaime looking super wigged out. He also talked about how for the first time Jaime realized that Cersei is simply using him, and that he finally can see her how everyone else has seen her for quite some time. So that's super healthy. But the actor is also very adamant that the final season is heartbreaking, so stock up on Kleenex. Okay, let's end on giveaways. Winner from last news video where I asked you to give me a reason why Daenerys wasn't at the Dragon Pit was Chris Daly, who said, Emilia Clarke isn't at the Dragon Pit because she decided to visit the Sorrows. Guess someone didn't get the memo. She should have turned on notifications. I love me some callback humor from a previous video. New giveaway for your chance to win a $10 gift card to Amazon, just like this video, and answer in the comment section down below. What Game of Thrones A Song of Ice and Fire character would you most want to go on a date with, and why? I'll pick the winner and announce it next week's news video. Alright, thanks for watching, like, subscribe, and come back for more videos.